These pools that, though in forests, still reflect the total sky almost without defect, and like the flowers beside them chill and shiver, will like the flowers beside them soon be gone, and yet not out by any brook or river, but up by roots to bring dark foliage on. The trees that have it in their pent-up buds to darken nature and be summer woods, let them think twice before they use their powers to blot out and drink up and sweep away these flowery waters and these watery flowers from snow that melted only yesterday. Spring Pools by Robert Frost.
From the day we were assigned to read Robert Frost's Spring Pools, the poem took on a special meaning for me regarding my J-term class. I watched the most meaningful moments at Middlebury come and go, like the short-lived spring pools and flowers in the poem, and I wish that they could continue forever, and I regret that so few could share the experience. Well, this is my response to those feelings and that poem and my class, Vermont Waters.
I don't know any of these people.
I'm just driving.
I was hitchhiking.
As you can see from only the intro, we've had many great experiences throughout this class. It's been a lot of fun as well as a boatload, pardon the pun, of work. But what exactly were we doing, you ask? I'll let the masterminds behind this course, Dan Brayton and Douglas Brooks, explain.
I've been thinking about doing a course like this for many years, and I've also been trying to scheme up a way to collaborate with Douglas Brooks. And this course is an environmental studies course at Middlebury College, and because it's a winter term course, we have great leeway, there's a nautical term, to do interdisciplinary work. And through a generous and timely grant from community outreach grant through Middlebury College, I was able to invite Douglas Brooks to work with me in teaching this course, which focuses on the waters of Vermont, but particularly on what the waters of Vermont have meant to Vermonters and the many ways in which people have worked on them and near them and in them.
Water was our link to every excursion, speaker, story, and adventure, and because water is so important to every aspect of life, there was no limit to what we could explore. We did close readings of poems and literature. I'm sure no one will forget our day with John Elder.
The implication of that line is, they're gone. They're gone.
We were also lucky enough to meet with Tom Hart and Scott Ackerman to learn about their passion, trapping.
Some guys would smoke them out. Back then, a week.
Later on, Bud from Bud's Beans in Middlebury took us out to his family's old trapping lodge.
This was all open pasture land in those days, so you could look right down on the creek and you'd see the trapping boats all pulled up. It was kind of, I wish I had a picture of it.
And during our final week of class, we visited Skywoods Canoe Company, owned by Scott Barkdale. Scott was kind enough to devote his morning to showing us his many canoes and his workshop. However, it was so steamy in the shop from bending wood, my camera could hardly capture the scenes inside. The real beauty of this class, though, was the focus on individual projects. We were able to divide and conquer, learn about something that genuinely interested us, and then get a taste of a wide range of intriguing topics.
Yeah, so my project is about forgotten waters in Vermont. There's an area up near Bristol called the Bristol Cliffs Wilderness Area, and it's sort of a landscape within a landscape. So I'm exploring the ways in which the backcountry ponds, beaver dams, seasonal drainages kind of use or turn Bristol Cliffs Wilderness Area into a watershed that goes one way off into Middlebury and the other way off into New Haven. And it's a pretty wild place. There are no trails. I took a trip with some other members of the class, Nadia and Christian. I took a trip back up into Bristol Cliffs Wilderness Area and walked pond to pond. And so I'm going to write about that.
My project is on log driving and log burling. Not log rolling, I just found out that that's actually a modern terminology for the sport. It's supposed to be called log burling. It's all about the log driving tradition and these loggers going out in a very dangerous setting every day and sort of trying to piece together some sort of culture. And yesterday I visited with a 73-year-old logger who's been logging for over 50 years. And I talked with him for almost 2 hours about his experiences. And he was, I think he was the state champion of woodsman competitions in New Hampshire one year. And he was really proud of that.
My project is focused on hydroplane boats and hydroplane racing, especially in Vermont. For my research, I took a trip to visit a man named Joseph Kent. Mr. Kent was a mechanic in Vermont and has been racing hydroplanes for the past 10 years.
I spent a little extra time with Christian and Eleni when we all took a trip with Douglas Brooks to the Adirondacks to learn more about boating build and history.
We are on the ferry because we're on our way to the Adirondacks, to Blue Mountain Lake more specifically, to go see the Adirondack Museum. Now, why are we going to the Adirondack Museum? In the museum there are 76 guideboats, which is my project. The Adirondack Guideboat, its history, its future, the modern twist to it, and yeah.
Sounds cool. And it was. We all had an awesome day.
Yeah, my project is about work boats in the Adirondacks. So, and especially boats before the guideboat era. So more cross-plank skiffs, sort of like what we're building. There's some scows from over here, Bisbee scows, and little punts and bateaus that are often squared off on both ends and then planked across on the bottom. So really simple construction and often discarded after they were used or left at a lake just for fishing. And we got to see a couple of those, and yeah, I just absorbed the soul of the place.
To have a boat builder of his stature and not only a boat builder, but really an internationally known expert on traditional boat construction, both North American and Japanese, in our community in Virgins, that's just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. And since Douglas has been so kind as to humor me in various projects and play with boats with me for a long time, the last couple of years, we started cooking this up formally perhaps a year ago. your various stations.
Nice smooth transition from about really tight. Those are going to just jump off. Let's pull it right into the transom on the traffic light. Not allowed.